I've already cut to the chase of unboxing because I know you guys are itching for that Subaru sound, the content, all the above. You guys have been savage in the comments lately, and you're wanting to see the STI. We're getting it tuned very soon, and these brakes are a little pre-step to make sure we can stop faster as we get going faster, and they look even better. Your brakes, you can feel it in the pedal. I put these on the ST. I know exactly what these are already predicted to feel like, and they just cool down much fast. They don't get as hot as fast. The brakes don't feel mushy. I can come to a stop much faster. These are 100% worth it, and it's a simple upgrade that anyone can do. This is, I would say, a beginner-ish level install. I think anyone can do it, especially if you have a Subaru with these Brembos. They're so easy to put the brake pads on, so the rotors are simple too. We'll get to doing that in a sec, but let's just show you up close what this packaging looks like. We have the Hawk High Performance Street 5.0 pads right here. They come in a box like this. I'll have all the product numbers in the description. These are for the rears. These are these little baby guys right here. And then inside of the box, you always have a pack of gearhead grease pack because it keeps things quiet, keeps things intact, and if you love her, lube her. Here's what the brake pads look like up close. Less brake dust, stopping faster, less heat, all the above. They wear super smooth. Now let's talk about our Talon rotors right here. They look black right now, which is nice because this will stay a dark color, but then when we start nailing the brakes, these are going to turn silver and look pretty flashy behind your wheels. So I'm pretty stoked on these. These are the rear, and the front looks like this. I'm sure like most people do, you want to put brake cleaner on new rotors, some like basic O'Reilly's ones, but these are performance. They have some technology on them. It says superior brake technology. Do not use brake cleaner on these, so don't do that on these. And we are ready to rock. Let's get the wheels off the Subaru, fire it up, get a little start, and pull in the garage and take the wheels off. Step number one, deep socket 19mm on a 3/8 ratchet. This combination fits the best for the top bolt. You won't have issues. If you do anything bigger or smaller, it kind of can be a pain. Going to the back side, you can see it's this top guy right here. This, as you can see, holds the caliper on. Having a mallet is key. It's all about beating the car and not letting it beat you. Especially with like little simple brake jobs like this. It seems like a great idea, and then you let it beat you up and you get pissed. At the bottom there's this identical bolt. Both bolts are free, so this caliper should just slide off. You might need to give it a little 1-2. This up here. That rotor was a huge pain to get off. I had to spray it with some deep creep penetrating lubricant around the hub, and it eventually popped off, smacking enough with a hammer. Big pain in the butt. Those two holes that you have to put the screw in, stripped out, no fun. But we at least got it off, whacked it enough with a hammer. Next thing, I'm gonna take this little pick I have. This guy is super useful. I'm gonna pull these pins out. This looks like a pin on an RC car. Super easy to do. And then we're gonna take the second one off. Take a mental note on how this is placed in here. You have the pieces underneath it, like so. But on this side right here, you're going to pound it out with a little pick. This is much easier when the caliper's mounted. I don't know why. I pull these two rods out. To get this guy out, it was kind of stiff, so I stuck my little pick in the hole where the pin goes, and I slid it out like that, and then you let both brake pads out. Make sure you get both pistons even with each other and push them in by hand on these Brembos. It's pretty simple. Then you want to put the brake grease on the outside of the brake pads. That way they don't make any noise, squeaking, or anything like that. I want to show you guys something right here. So I really loved these lug nuts because they're cone, so you use them on aftermarket wheels. This is a hex bit, so it's prone to stripping more than a regular socket, but these were so low key and slid deep in the wheel and no one really noticed. But now I ran into a problem that I'm never buying these again, and please learn from me. This is a stud from the rear wheel that I just pulled out. If you notice the tip of it, look at all that erosion. I literally had to almost break this lug nut off of here, and you can see If you might be able to see. That is the other part of the stud inside of there. Why that happened is because you can see straight through this. Water sat in there after washing it and eroded the stud. And I had to scratch my wheel because of it. It caused a whole slew of problems. So don't buy these. I'm going to leave a link in the description to some new lug nuts you're going to see me put on tomorrow. Both pads are in there. On the metal plates on the actual pads, there's arrows. They need to be facing down for it to fit properly. And then you slide the top rod through, make sure everything's aligned. Now we're gonna take our bracket, swoop it up underneath like so. And then this is gonna be spring loaded. Let's take what the grease we have on our hands. Let's go ahead and hold this spring down, run it through there. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. These two pins have holes here and here where those little pins I talked about earlier go in. We're gonna make sure that hole's facing up, so I take this little fine-tipped tool, pick, I'd call it, and I can see if I can get inside the hole, or at least one side of it, and pull it around. Now the holes are facing out. One's in place. Get the other one. Now we can thread our bolts back in, hold our caliper on. I'm gonna clean this up and we're ready to rock. This is the messiest brake job I've ever had. I do the passenger side, flawless. Whip out the camera, go to the driver's side, everything goes wrong. Rusted on rotors. Some bolts were acting a little weird, and just the whole nine has been super a pain on the driver's side. So don't get discouraged. I got it over here. I'm really frustrated. You guys can do it. I believe in you. The big ones, if you can do these guys up front, you'll have no problems doing the rear. They're the exact same, just a little bit smaller. So get that job done. Don't get frustrated. Be patient. Some of you guys are going to have it easy. Some of you guys are going to have it hard, but you'll get it done. Quick final look. Don't mind the scratches. The black rubs off with the pads once we take it down the street right away. So, like I said, I ran into a lot of issues. Things got sloppy. So, some scratches and stuff happen, sadly. I like to do things as clean as possible, but sometimes it just happens. It's looking sweet, though. What do you guys think I should do for the calipers? What color? Let me know. Amazon just showed up. I always buy just the basic ones that are at the top of the list. These are just easy and simple, but I've never found, like, is there a go-to lug nut company that makes, like, sick lug nuts that aren't, like, insanely expensive? Is there a Cosmos Wheels of the lug nut game? Let me know, because I haven't found it yet. I only wash the wheels this good when they're off the car. Oof, they're looking spicy. I love white wheels. The extreme of how dirty they get, and then the after when you clean them, love it. I don't even care what anyone says. If you're watching this far in the video and you made it to this part, if I said I was going to look at a Blobeye STI that has a blown up engine, what do you guys think? Is that a good idea for our next build? What do you guys think? You guys really like this thing, so and so do I. I want to diversify, but I'm also thinking about doing something like that. Let me know what you guys think, because I love this sound as much as you guys do. Time to bed in the brakes. You guys scolded me in the comments on the ST install of these brakes because I didn't bed them. I did it off camera. I didn't even think to film it. I don't know what was going on. But the point of bedding the brakes is we want to have an even amount of brake pad material around each rotor. So that way we don't have like high spots, and then it creates, you know, a warped rotor feel. It's like jerk, like it's coming to a stop like this instead of like real smooth. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive around like the city like situation for a little bit through the lights, come to some stops, normal driving. Let's get that coating off of it that's black. I don't know what that exactly consists of, but we want to get that off. Then we're gonna go hit the freeway and go up to about 60 plus miles an hour. Hold the brakes pretty heavily down to like 15 miles an hour repeatedly, I'd say 8 to 10 times, and then everything will be good to go. Hold the brakes lightly, get that coating to wear off. Brakes? Ooh, these work nice. Brakes? Let's hop out and take a look. Oh my goodness, they're smoking. Looking nice, smoky hot. Cruise the rest of our way home with our new brakes. I had squeaky brakes on this thing for so long. Wow, they work really good now. Back into the house, take a final look. Rotors are looking nice. Need a wheel clean now. Let's check out the front. Everything's silver the way it's supposed to look. Those look trick. I'm really stoked on them. It's hard to show you kind of what it looks like in person, but it's probably accurate right about there, if I had to guess. The way I like to describe getting new rotors and pads like this, from experiencing it on the ST and on the STI, is that it basically is just an overall very simple game. They're more responsive, they're smoother, they don't make any noise, they look better. It's just overall money well spent. I feel safer, I can stop faster, and yeah, so if you guys like this, I have a link in the description to order it. I'll have part numbers and all if you have this exact car. Pretty simple install, everything's the same front and rear. So see you guys on the playlist on the screen. Let's go from 40 to a dead stop.